Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the e-commerce discussion. As we all know, the way we shop and interact with brands has undergone a significant transformation in recent years. The rise of online shopping has changed the game, and it's an incredible opportunity for businesses to reach new customers, increase their online presence, and drive growth. But before we dive into the nitty gritty of e-commerce, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the incredible journey that has brought us to this point. From humble beginning to today's global giants, e-commerce has come a long way. And yet we're just scratching the surface of what's possible. So as we embark on this journey, together I encourage you to think big, think bold, and think outside the box. Let's explore new ideas, challenge our assumptions, and push the boundaries of what's possible in the e-commerce. Welcome, everyone. Today, we'll delve into the world of e commerce frameworks and how they're constantly evolving. We'll explore what frameworks are, how they work, and the exciting disruptions they. So, first, what is an e commerce framework? Think of an e commerce framework as the blueprint for your online store. It's a software foundation that shapes how you build and manage your shop. Different frameworks offer various functionalities, like open source options, Magento, or subscription based models, BigCommerce. Here's what makes a good framework. First is the customization, where you can tailor the framework to your specific needs, unlike monolithic systems where changes are limited. Second is flexibility. Frameworks allow for easy integration with other tools and services you use. Third is the scalability. Your store can grow smoothly as your business expands. The term e-commerce framework is related to software frameworks for e-commerce applications. For example of it is the Amius. It is like an eBay where it is the first eBay. We all know that eBay is the first e-commerce app that have been uh, that had been produced in the application store where the online sellers can or the retailers can have their business on the eBay for an easy access for the people. So an e-commerce framework provide an overall structure for e-commerce related applications. Framework tells about the detail of how e-commerce can take place. It defines actually how e-commerce implemented, how online trading or business can be done. It defines important components that should be present to do some transaction. So network infrastructure is called as information superhighway. It is the path through which actual information flows and moves between sender and receiver. Information superhighway consists of telecommunication companies that provide telephone lines. It provides the signal of our all the telephone lines or the mobile phones we are using. Third is the cable TV systems that provide coaxial cables and direct broadcast satellite networks. This type of framework is the one that provides us the network to give us different channels in our TV and different shows. Fourth is that the wireless companies provide mobile radio and satellite networks. So fifth is the computer networks, which include private networks and public data networks like the internet. The example of this is the Wi-Fi and the data. All these small modes of communication are interconnected. They are connected with routers, switches, bridges, gateways, and etc., which are devices to connect similar and different networks. All the information flow on these lines and through these devices and reach the desired destinations. Let's move to the next topic, multimedia contents and network publishing. When you will hear the word multimedia, what comes to your mind? Of course, multimedia means show or any presentation that has sound or any that are capable of we can see. So let me tell you what is multimedia contents. The information superhighway is a transportation foundation that enables the transmission of content. The most prevalent architecture that enables networking publishing is the World Wide Web, or the WWW. The web allows small businesses and individuals to develop content in the form of hypertext markup language, or the HTML, and it serves as a way for it to be published on a web server that will create product information and a means to publish it in the distribution center. So anyone can access on it as they search on it on the www, or the World Wide Web server. And messaging and information distribution infrastructure. We all know that most of these days, especially in the technology era, we are so delved on sending text messages or chats, something like that. So, messaging and information distribution infrastructure is the information content transferred over the network consists of text, numbers, pictures, audio, and video. But a network does not differentiate among content as everything is digital, that is, combinations of zeros and ones. When content has been created and stored on a server, messaging and information distribution methods carry the content across the network. That's why I tell you. So, what is public policy and technical standards? Public policy and technical standards are two support pillars for all e-commerce applications and infrastructure. Public policy related to e-commerce encompasses such issues as universal access, privacy, and information pricing. Technical standards dictate the specifics of information publishing tools, user interfaces, and transport. So let's move on to applications of e-commerce. Many retail e-commerce apps use online marketing techniques to get customers to use the platform. These include email, online catalogs, and shopping carts. Electronic Data Interchange, or EDI, file transfer protocol, web services, and mobile applications. These approaches are used in B2C, or business to consumer, and B2B, or business to business activities, as well as other types of outreach. They include emailing targeted ads and e-newsletters to subscribers and sending SMS text to mobile devices. So let's move on to applications of e-commerce. Many retail e-commerce apps use online marketing techniques to get customers to use the platform. These include email, online catalogs, and shopping carts. Electronic Data Interchange, or EDI, file transfer protocol, web services, and mobile applications. These approaches are used in B2C, or business to consumer, and B2B, or business to business activities, as well as other types of outreach. They include emailing targeted ads and e-newsletters to subscribers and sending SMS text to mobile devices. Various applications of e-commerce are the online shopping, home banking, supply chain management, video on demand, online marketing, and advertising. So, online shopping and advertising. With the use of e-commerce, one can do online shopping. Unlike traditional model, customer need not to go to store. He or she can visit any website and find all the information regarding any product screen off his computer and places the order. As what I've said earlier, like the example of this is eBay, Amazon, the Shopee, Lazada, Zalora, Zara, and Shein, and etc. There are so many e-commerce platforms that many customers just have to visit through online websites or download their application app in order for them to buy the things and then have it delivered door to door on every household. So that's how fast the technology evolves nowadays. In conclusion, e-commerce frameworks are the backbone of online stores, but they need to adapt to keep pace with changing consumer needs and innovative technologies. As we discussed, flexibility, security, and mobile friendliness are crucial. This discussion hopefully sparked some ideas on how frameworks will shape the future of online commerce. Thank you for your participation.
Hello everyone, welcome to e-commerce and internet marketing and welcome to introduction to e-commerce. So, when we say e-commerce, it stands for the electronic commerce. So, it means the trading of goods and services through internet, so through online. So, one example of this is like the Shopee, Gcash, Alibaba, the Amazon. So any application which involves selling and paying online through internet services. Now let us tackle about the supply management. So it is the coordination of various departments of a company. So it includes number one, the order generation. So order generation, it is about the selling process and on how you are going to sell a certain product. Next is the customer service. So mauna ni siya ang this is what it means na how we are going to sell our product. So, diri na manggawas ang ato ang mga marketing strategy, how we are going to rely on the customer, how we are going to respond the customer's query about our product, who is our which is our selling product. Okay. Number two is the order taking. So undertaking is it includes the inventory of the available products, then the tracking of customers' orders. So i-track nimo kung ang mga order ba sa customer is available ba sa ato ang inventory. And then so apil po diri ang who will be the one to deliver. So, ipaagi ba nato siya og marketer or ipaagi ba nato siya og courier? So, that is order taking. Number three is the order fulfillment. It is the process of receiving goods. So, naanay mga order. So, mao ni siya unsaon nato pag-prepare ang mga order nga gi-forward sa atoa ni marketer. So, naadari ang mag-assemble sa order into shipment. So, i-prepare na nato. Next is we make to i-sure nato. So, we make to make sure the complete details of the product. Tama ba ang product nga ato ang na-prepare para i-shipment. So that is the order fulfillment. Next is the distribution of products, services, and the information. So mao ni siya ang step on how we are going to deliver the goods into a customer. So, nag-involve na dayon ang customer. So, the movement of goods, ang pag-deliver sa atong products dito sa customer. So, whether wholesaler ba or a retailer. Below of the supply chain management is the key players of the business. So we have 5 key players of the business. So number one is the production department. So production department is the one who are involved in creation the product. So sila ang maghimo sa product. So naadiri ang manufacturing. So manufacturing into to create the outcome of the what we call kumbaga na porma na jud siya ba. Okay? So number 2 is the marketing department. So it involves the customer service, the selling strategy. Then the marketing department also will be the one who will look for the prospects customer for the product. So sila ang mangitag customer. Of course, kung makakita sila og customer, so they are the one who will bring money to the company. Okay. Number 3 is the customer service department. So they are the one who will answer the customers' feedback, the queries about the information of the products. Sila ang tigtubag. And then the question about the company. So under diri ang legals. So ang mga legal sa company. So under sila diri. Okay, next, number 4 is the accounting and finance department. So accounting, so they are the one who involves the paper work. So mga paper reports. So it includes the financial reports like the income statement. So diri nato makita kung ang ato ang sales is nag-income ba siya, nagsigira tagpamaligya, ang sabay ato ang status karong bulana regarding sa ato ang sales. Then the accounting department also involves human resource. So human resource, the hiring, pre-hiring, and post-hiring of the employee. So, pre-hiring, ang pagpangita o posisyon para ana nga trabaho. Then, pagpangita og employee para ana nga mo trabaho, ana nga posisyon. Then, the post-hiring, they are the one who trained the employee in order to become more productive. And then it includes also in the accounting department is the payroll. So sila ang gihimo og sweldo sa mga trabahante and the benefits, of course. Then next is finance department. So the finance department, they are the one who will look for the investors. Then they will also taking care for the funds of the company. So, kung naana sila yung investor or naabay na nakita ang income, so sila ang sila ang mag-finance sa usa ka kumpanya kung unsa ang mga future plans sa company. Okay? Number 5 is the shipping and distribution department. So shipping and distribution, it involves the supplier of the product. So it includes the manager, the one who will lead each department. So dili man pwede no nga ang tanan walay leader. Kay lisod kayo og tanan leader so wala na follower. So we need to have manager in each department para mas hanay ang pagtrabaho. Okay? And that is the advantages of the e-commerce into organization. Now let's go to the advantages of e-commerce into the customer. So we have here a 24/7 support. Customer can do transactions for the product or inquiry about any product or services provided. So it means that while you are asleep, so a customer's query is answered. Why? Because of the information you post in your FB page. So naa na dito tanan og naay mag-order gabi, so unless dili ka mo mata no kay para lang tubagon ang ilang mga query. So it is posted na online, automatic na. Number 2, e-commerce application provides user more options and quicker delivery of a product. So one example of this is the FB page. So in FB page, so naanadara ang order tracker. So kung naay mag-order sa imo ha, automatic na i-click lang nila tong image, magawas na dayon ang presyo. So pag once magawas ang presyo, so daan na sila makapili, then posted na pod sa FB page ang number kung asa mo order ang customer, then posted na pod kung kinsa ang mo deliver sa imuha. So it is easy. Next is e-commerce application provides user more options to compare and select the cheaper and better option. So it includes the brand image. So like for example sa Shopee, so makita na nato dito no ang different brand nila na ay image. So pili lang ka dito kung sa imo ang gusto nga color, size na anapod, and then dito na nimo ma-compare ang mga laing produkto. So that's it. Next, a customer can put review, comments about a product. So kita before ta mo palit is mag-refer man jud sa customers feedback. So labi na nga online siya, so naay uban nga mga scammer. So pag once gani good ang iyahang customers feedback, so ganahan po taan ni nga product, so the more nga mas mainggan nyo ta nga mas mo palit. Next, e-commerce provides option of virtual auction. So virtual auction, so dili nimo makita ang mga sale ng mga produkto, then naapo diri ma-compare nimo ang presyo sa kaninga brand compare sa lahi nga brand. So like for example, the Lazada and the Shopee. So ma-compare jud nimo kung kinsa ang mas dako og shipping fee, kung kinsa ang mas brato og presyo nga supplier. So it's all readily available information. A customer can see the relevant detailed information within seconds rather than waiting for the days or weeks. So it is easy lang no kay natay ginatawag nga messenger. So kung naa kay query about ana nga product, so mangutana ka, so easily you're going to click. So chat lang nimo ang supplier ug unsay imong gusto nga ipangutana, available pa ba ni or unsay size sa like for example kanang mga American size nga product, so unsay pwede nga size sa Filipino, so ingon ana lang, so easily answers the customer's query. Last, e-commerce increases competition among the organization, and as a result, organization provides substantial discount to customer. So diri nato makita nga maka-fight ta sa mga competitor no, kay easily ma-compare man nato ang product nila. Uy, nag-sale di ay ni siya nga kuan, like for example sa Shopee nag-sale ang brand nga Lee, pero sa Lazada wala. So ingon na lang ba ma-compare nato, so mas makahatag siya og better option sa ato ang mag-shopping, di ba? Okay. Next is the advantages of the e-commerce to society. First, customers need not to travel or shop products, thus less traffic on the road. So instead nga mag-travel ta, so mag-scan lang ta online, pwede na din ta mag-shopping. Next, e-commerce helps reducing cost of products, so less affluent people can also afford the product. So mag-reduce og cost kay di naman ta mamasahi. So pag once mo gawas sa ato ang balay, of course gusto ta mo palit og sanina, so una ta mo palit og sanina, mamasahi pa ta. So pag once mamasahi ta, gutomon man jud ta dito sa mall, so mo gasto na pud ta para pang snack. So pag once Nana ta sa mall, dili lang man ta makafocus gud sa ato ang gusto nga paliton kay daghan mo kag makita. So kumbaga matintal na pod ka. So that is what it means nga reducing cost of product. And next, e-commerce has enabled access to service and products, rural areas as well as where otherwise not available to them. So, napoy epekto ang e-commerce nga kuan. Like for example, here in Bukidnon, katong nangita ko Boy Scout uniform sa tuwang anak. Isag-asa na ko, nag-adto no, natuyok na nako ang gaisano, duha ka gaisano, ang 2M, so nahutdan na jud siya og product. So, ang akong gibuhat is nag-Shopee jud ko. So, in Shopee, kung dili siya available sa ato ang area, so automatic mahatag siya pero magpaabot lang jud ka. Unless magpaabot na lang ka. Wala na ka na stress og pinangita og adto ba kag malay-balay, pero ako ning try gud adtog malay-balay ato nga time. Wala gyapon. And that's it. And the last is e-commerce helps government to deliver public services like healthcare, education, social services, reduce cost at any improved way. So, naay part diri ang government kay it's about public services man like healthcare. So ang example ani is kanang naa sila'y mission nga medical mission. So instead nga moadto pa sila, like for example na sila'y medical mission sa Lantapan. So instead moadto pa sila dito para mag-announce, is just i-post lang na nila online nga naay medical mission. So tanan na makabasa, so tanan pwede mo avail. So it's just yun ana siya kadali, no, through e-commerce.
Welcome to today's discussion on the fascinating world of e-commerce. We'll explore e-commerce platforms and vendors, delve into government regulations, understand the disruption to physical retail, and unpack the critical infrastructure and services that support online businesses. We'll also highlight key infrastructure decisions essential for e-commerce success. Let's look at e-commerce platforms and vendors. E-commerce platforms such as Alibaba, Amazon, Chewy, eBay, Etsy, and Overstock are software solutions enabling businesses to create and manage online stores. They provide tools for handling transactions, inventory, payments, and more. On the other hand, vendors are the businesses or individuals selling products or services through these platforms. Examples include Shopify, BigCommerce, Equid, Magento, Oracle NetSuite Commerce, and Squarespace. Essentially, e-commerce platforms are the digital tools for running online stores, and vendors are the sellers using those tools to reach customers. Next, let's discuss government regulations for e-commerce, which vary by country but typically cover several key areas. Consumer protection. This includes transparency in product descriptions and pricing, return policies, and data protection laws like GDPR in the EU and CCPA in California. Privacy and data security. Regulations mandate data breach notifications, user consent for data collection, and data retention guidelines. Advertising and marketing. Laws ensure truth in advertising and set rules for email marketing, such as CAN-SPAM Act in the US and CAS-L in Canada. Taxes and duties. Businesses must comply with sales tax requirements and import duties. Intellectual property. This covers copyright, trademarks, and content ownership. Payment security. Compliance with standards like PCI DSS and fraud prevention measures are critical. Accessibility. Regulations like ADA compliance in the US ensure websites are accessible to people with disabilities. Cross-border trade. Compliance with international e-commerce regulations is essential for global sales. E-commerce has significantly disrupted physical retail. Key factors include shift in shopping habits. Consumers prefer online shopping for convenience and variety, leading to reduced foot traffic in stores. Increased competition. E-commerce giants like Amazon and direct-to-consumer brands challenge traditional stores. Changing consumer expectations. Online shoppers expect fast, convenient, and personalized experiences. Technological advancements. Mobile technology and AI enhance online shopping, making it hard for physical stores to compete. Changing store formats. Experience-oriented stores and pop-up shops are becoming popular. Economic factors. Physical stores face higher operational costs and vulnerabilities, as seen during the COVID-19 pandemic. E-commerce infrastructure and services are vital for online business operations. Key components include website or platform. Tools like Shopify, Magento, WooCommerce for building online stores. Hosting services. Providers like AWS and Google Cloud offer scalable web hosting. Payment gateways. Services like PayPal and Stripe handle secure transactions. Security. SSL certificates and firewalls protect against cyber threats. Content delivery networks or CDNs improve website loading times with services like Cloudflare. Database management. Systems like MySQL and PostgreSQL manage data. Shipping and fulfillment systems. Integrate with apps, FedEx for logistics. Additionally, e-commerce services support various operations: digital marketing, SEO, PPC, advertising, email marketing. Customer service, platforms like Zendesk for support. Analytics and reporting, tools like Google Analytics. Technical support, IT support and development teams. Integration services, APIs, and middleware for seamless connectivity. Content creation, product photography, videography, and copywriting. Finally, let's look at key infrastructure decisions for e-commerce businesses. Marketing, promoting products or services to attract customers. Facilities, physical and operational spaces supporting business activities. Customer service, providing support before, during, and after purchases. Information technology, ensuring smooth, secure, and efficient operations. Fulfillment, managing or order processing, packing, and shipping. Finance and administration, overseeing financial aspects and administrative functions.
What is fulfillment? Fulfillment is the process of storing inventory, picking and packing products, and shipping online orders to customers. This process can be completed in-house by an e-commerce company or outsourced to a third party. Next is finance and administration. Finance and administration deals with the collection of public revenue and spending on public administration. Next is human resources. Human resources is the department within a business that is responsible for all things worker related. That includes recruiting, vetting, selecting, and hiring. And field of e-commerce arrangement is the online retailing, electronic markets, and online actions. What is business to business or B2B model? B2B model is the online sale of goods or services between business, such as wholesaler and retailer. Then next is what is C2C? Consumer to consumer C2C model. So C2C model when one consumer sells goods or services to other consumers online. Next is peer-to-peer P2P model service. Is a decentralized platform whereby two individuals interact directly with each other without intermediation by a third party. And last is e-commerce infrastructure categorization. So e-commerce infrastructure identifies each functionality of the hardware, software, and network with the key role. That's all. Thank you.
Another types of e-commerce. E-commerce infrastructure components. An e-commerce infrastructure is the backbone of any online business, encompassing the hardware, software, and services that enable online transactions and operations. It's the invisible force that powers everything from product displays to secure checkout processes, ensuring a smooth and reliable customer experience. Hardware. Hardware is the foundation of any e-commerce platform, enabling online transactions, customer interactions, and data management. By carefully selecting and configuring the right hardware components, businesses can create a robust and scalable infrastructure that supports their growth and success in the competitive digital landscape. Software. E-commerce software is the digital heart of any online store, encompassing the tools and systems that enable businesses to sell products and services online. It's the software that powers everything from product displays and shopping carts to order processing, inventory management, and customer relationship management. Criteria for choosing e-commerce infrastructure. Selecting the right e-commerce infrastructure is a strategic decision that requires careful consideration of your business needs, technical requirements, and long-term goals. You can choose an infrastructure that empowers your business to thrive in the competitive online marketplace. Network and hardware perspective, internet readiness. Internet readiness from a network and hardware perspective involves assessing a location's ability to effectively utilize and benefit from internet connectivity. This assessment considers both the physical infrastructure and the technical capabilities needed for reliable and efficient internet access. Elements of e-commerce infrastructure. E-commerce infrastructure refers to the underlying systems, technologies, and processes that enable businesses to operate and manage their online stores. It's the backbone that supports all aspects of an e-commerce business, from product display and customer interactions to order fulfillment and payment processing. Computer-based infrastructure e-commerce.
A well designed and managed computer based e commerce infrastructure is the cornerstone of any successful online business. By carefully selecting and configuring the hardware, software, and network components, businesses can create a platform that is secure, reliable, scalable, and capable of providing a positive customer experience. Network. The network is the invisible force that empowers e commerce, connecting businesses, customers, and data. A robust and well managed network is essential for ensuring website performance, security, and scalability, ultimately contributing to a positive customer experience and driving e commerce success. I am Shandy KF Otor, the reporter. Thank you for watching and listening.